Okay, so this is just another example of how to be kind. Doesn't have to cost you anything. And in this case, in this story, it's just a little bit of my time. On Friday night when I was working, I was on break. I went to throw some rubbish away at the rubbish can across the street at the other bus stop. And I ran into a gentleman who obviously was a combat veteran or a veteran. And because I saw his cap, he had his military paraphernalia on. I said hi. I threw my rubbish away. He said hi. I walked away. I did my exercise. I was walking around Chuck E. Cheese. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? These veterans, the ones that I've engaged, they like to share their story or just, be acknowledged. So when I went back around, I did what I have done in the past. I double checked his cap. I saw that he was a veteran. And I looked at him and I went, "You served?" He said, "Yes, I did, sir." And I said, "I want to thank you for your service." That was it. That opened everything up. He started sharing with me his past, where he served, what tours he did and when. And it made me think, where was I during those years and stuff, And it was pretty cool. He had shown me a picture of his wife, who he said just 3 years ago had passed away. And the picture he showed me of him and his wife, they must have been in their mid-30s. They looked so young. This gentleman was probably in his mid to later 60s, upper 60s. But, good old Southern boy, thick accent, but he could pronounce a lot of our streets and stuff. So he obviously lived in Hawaii for a long time. That was pretty cool. And, he had the full-on beard that came down to your mustache with the rubber bands inside both sides. He had his style was on point. I really enjoyed talking to that gentleman. And he had shared with me that just 3 years ago, she had passed. And I told him, "I'm sorry for your loss." And he said, "Don't be. I had 30 wonderful years with that woman." And he started to share her life experiences here in Hawaii. And, she worked on Kaneohe Marine Corps base for several years and whatnot. And as I walked away, he said, "Well, if you served, I thank you for your service." I said, "Well, thank you, but I don't, but my daughter does. So I appreciate it." And you could tell in his face, brightened up his day. Aloha, everybody. Take care. And thank you for your service.